What's going on, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking some NBA. And yes, I know I am late to this story, but hey, better late than never, right? So I am still going to get right into it. Let's talk about the story that everyone has been talking about, which is Kyrie Irving requesting a trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers, as was reported by multiple people like Brian Windhorst, Adrian Wojnarowski, other guys at ESPN, and whatnot. Now, when I first heard this story, when I first read about it and when it first broke, I was very skeptical, okay? And I know these guys are very credible guys. These guys are some of the best reporters in the business, but for some reason, I kept thinking, is this really true? Because, of course, there's multiple rumors that go out there that never end up actually becoming true. They never actually end up happening, and it's just what it is, they're rumors. So I thought this was under that category, but as more news broke and more information came out, I just thought there was way too much information on this for it to be completely fake. There is something to this story. This story definitely has legs to it, and now I'm pretty sure it's true because of everything else that's come out. Hell, even J.R. Smith responded on Twitter to something saying that I wish Kyrie didn't want to leave or something like that. But case point being, it's true. I do believe Kyrie Irving wants to be traded out of Cleveland. So what are my first thoughts on Kyrie Irving requesting a trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Going to talk about why this is happening, why he wants to get a trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers, what is going to be expected of Kyrie, and what teams or team, whatever, could he possibly be traded to, and should the Cavaliers even trade Kyrie Irving? So let's get right into it. Why does Kyrie Irving want to be traded? Of course, the reason that all the reports came out and said was because of LeBron James. He doesn't want to play with LeBron anymore. He wants to have his own team. He wants to be the alpha dog on his own team. And why does Kyrie feel this way? Well, first and foremost, this situation reminds me a lot of the Kobe and Shaq situation. So if you guys don't remember, let me refresh your memory. When Kobe and Shaq won 3 titles together, Kobe basically got tired of being the second fiddle to Shaq, who won all 3 MVPs. And people still to this day, of course, they give Kobe credit for 5 championships, but they do say Shaq won 3 of them for him because he was the best player on the team, and that was evident by the Finals MVP. So then Kobe wanted out. He said either pick Shaq or pick me, and the Lakers basically picked Kobe because he was younger, and they traded Shaq to the Heat, where he did end up winning another championship. But you guys know the rest of the story. Kobe went on to win 2 more, and that sort of validated his entire career. And this is similar in the sense that Kyrie has won a championship with Cleveland, so they won a championship, and now and I don't know why it took him so long to realize it, but I guess it was after the fact that he won a title and then now that he lost it, is he realizes that no matter if he wins 5 or 6 championships, he will never be the best player in Cleveland. And the reason why he is basically saying trade me right now instead of saying, hey, I'll stay here if you trade LeBron, is because he knows the Cavaliers would never do that. They would never pick Kyrie Irving over LeBron James. So he's saying, hey, I know you guys will never pick me over LeBron, so you know what? Just trade me to another team that I want to go to. So I believe that's the main reason Kyrie Irving wants to get traded. I think, like I said, he does in fact want to have his own team, but he wants to carve out his own legacy in the sense that people don't always associate him with LeBron James. Just like people always associate Scottie Pippen with Michael Jordan, they always associate James Worthy with Magic Johnson. So these guys, even though they're Hall of Famers, one of the 50 greatest players of all time, they always get mentioned as a sidekick. And I think Kyrie Irving just said, you know what, I don't want to be known as a sidekick for the rest of my career. I want my own team, even if that means I don't win. I won a title already with Cleveland. I've done enough as the second fiddle to LeBron James, and I just want to win. So I don't think this has anything to do with LeBron in particular. If it was any other player, if it was KD, if it was Kawhi, if it was Giannis, any player that's better than Kyrie Irving, and he was the second best player like he is now, I think he would have the same issue. So people are trying to make this out to be a LeBron James issue. It is not a LeBron issue. It is a Kyrie issue with being the second best player on your own team. So with that being said, that's the reason Kyrie Irving wants to get traded and wants to leave Cleveland. Now, let's talk about if he will get traded and what teams possibly could trade for Kyrie Irving. So he listed out a bunch of teams. I think it was the Knicks, the Spurs, the Heat, and the Timberwolves, okay? But to hell with all that. Why should the Cleveland Cavaliers listen to Kyrie Irving's trade request when he doesn't have a no-trade clause, when he wants out? Why should they have to listen to anything with Kyrie Irving still having 2 years left on his deal? Just like how the Indiana Pacers didn't listen to Paul George and trade him to the Los Angeles Lakers. So to me, it means nothing that Kyrie picked out these teams. Yes, it could help make maybe navigating trades easier, but the Cavaliers will trade him to whatever team they want to trade him to, okay? And for the Cavaliers, it is the smartest to get a stud player back as well as a young player in return, okay? So something like Phoenix Suns trading Eric Bledsoe and their first-round pick Josh Jackson, okay? Something like an Andrew Wiggins plus a first-round pick, something like that. Because what that will do for the Cleveland Cavaliers is that will not only let them have a stud alongside LeBron to replace Kyrie, but that will also have them have a young player they can develop around in case LeBron decides to dip next year, which, as much as I hate to say it, could also happen. So they have to be very careful here to make sure that they cover all corners of this, and that is why they would want that in a trade, and I hope that is what they would try to get in a trade, okay? And you have seen with Jimmy Butler, with Paul George, and with DeMarcus Cousins, it has been very hard to get good value for stars in this league. So the Cavaliers have to be very careful with Kyrie Irving. Hell, they could end up keeping him, not trading him, and maybe they are figuring that LeBron and Kyrie could work things out for whatever reason. But you know what? The relationship might be too toxic right now with reports coming out that LeBron wants to beat Kyrie's you-know-what and stuff like that. Believe it. It's real. Stephen A. Smith, I believe, reported that stuff. So it's crazy. I believe the relationship is definitely toxic, so I would not want to be a part of that. I would not want LeBron and Kyrie to have that. So I do believe, you know what? They probably do have to trade him in order for the Cleveland Cavaliers to not have a tumultuous relationship once the season starts. So hopefully that happens. The final thing I do want to mention, and it's more of a sort of advice for Kyrie Irving, is be careful what you wish for, because as much as don't blame Kyrie Irving for this, he can wish for whatever he wants. It is great if he wants to go out on his own team. Go right ahead, Kyrie. I'm all for player movement. Now, of course, I didn't like it when KD went to the Warriors, but that was not because I don't want KD to move teams. I had no problem with him going to a Celtics or a Wizards or some other team. It was because he went to the team that beat him. But with that being said, Kyrie Irving requesting a trade, I'm a little, confused as to why he would not want to play with LeBron James. But like I said, these are his reasons, and he is more than welcome to have his reasons. Now, be careful what you wish for, and I say that because chances are, okay, Kyrie Irving wants to go to a team that he's the best player on, right? That means you're going to go to a bottom feeder team, okay? With the teams that he listed, the Spurs and the Timberwolves, he would not even be the best player on the team, okay? Karl Anthony Towns is going to be the better player on the Timberwolves, and on the Spurs, Kawhi Leonard is the better player. The Knicks and the Heat, yeah, you'll probably be the best player on those two teams. The Knicks for sure if Carmelo gets traded, but he's better than Carmelo right now anyways. But problem being is, you're going to probably go to a bottom feeder team, okay? So you're going to get traded to a bottom feeder team so that you can be the alpha dog, you can be the best player on your team. And you know what's going to happen? That pressure, okay? Now that Kyrie wants his own team, okay, you said you wanted your own team, so let's do it, okay? Let's see what you got, okay? And if you can't consistently deliver as the best player, you are going to get scrutinized like crazy by the media, and you better be ready for it, okay? Because that is exactly what is coming your way. That is exactly what you're asking for when you do this. With Kyrie Irving in the situation that he is in right now with LeBron James, he should know he would never get any of the blame when the Cavs lose. It all goes on LeBron, and Kyrie just gets credit too when they win. So LeBron takes all the blame, and LeBron gets all the credit. But again, there is no blame for Kyrie Irving. But there will be a blame for Kyrie Irving when he has his own team and he's the best player, and if he doesn't constantly deliver. So just to Kyrie, you got to be careful what you wish for, because it is hard out there with the media, and NBA fans are not forgiving. So you are going to have to definitely bring it every night and every season, and it's going to be hard. But again, this is what Kyrie Irving wants. This is what he's going to get. So that is just what I think, folks, about Kyrie Irving getting a trade request. I don't think the Cavaliers are going to be inclined to trade him to any of the teams that he mentioned. I think they can trade him to any team that they want to trade him, that they'll get the best package for. Kyrie's under contract for 2 more years. They don't have to listen to him, okay? And I thought this relationship could be repaired with LeBron James. I'm trying to work things out, but I'm having my doubts about that. I think this is going past the point of a burned bridge. And finally, with Kyrie Irving wishing for a trade, he needs to be careful because a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny is coming Kyrie's way if he doesn't deliver with whatever team they trade him to. So that is just what I think, folks. Let me know what you guys think. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.